Everything stated in this video is my opinion and my opinion only. And just like everything else in these cases we discuss here on this channel, everything is alleged.
Hey guys, how is everyone doing? Yeah, I saw that you had put that in here on accident. You're good. How are you doing, Sadie? How's your husband? Yeah, I'm scared to death to go on a cruise, especially with like the Amy Bradley stuff going on right now. Yeah, it's just a lot. I've always really wanted to go on one without the children because there is no way that I'd be able to relax on a cruise with my kids just because it's already so scary. Anybody could just go overboard. It's so scary. And you know what was really shocking, but not shocking at the same time? I was listening. I know I'm going to get some flack already. I was listening to Drop Dead Serious about the updates in this case and heard the most ridiculous thing come out of her face. Ashley Banfield says that she understands the parents not feeling a need to check up on their kids that are across the hall in a cabin on a cruise ship. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't care that they're 18, 16, 14, whatever the freaking ages are. You're on a cruise ship in the middle of the water around a bunch of strangers. Why would you not check on your kids? Why would you not make sure that they were in the cabin? Why would you not make sure you had eyes on them and had contact with them as much as possible? And just the fact that Ashley Banfield is okay with that, to me, tells me a lot about why she's okay with the 8-hour delay in the 911 call in the Idaho case. There is a trend when you see people who are okay with certain behaviors with what they're okay with in other cases. How could you just not check on your kids? How could you just not check on your children? So for those of you who might be coming in here for the very first time when it comes to this case, Anna was an 18-year-old who went on a cruise with her family who never made it back because they are claiming that she was bar-holded and asphyxiated, basically strangled in a way, but with an arm, to death. Her body was put underneath a bed, wrapped in a blanket, covered with life vests, and it was found the next morning at 11:17 a.m. by the maid person who was coming in to service the cabin. As far as we know, and I've only listened to like bits and pieces of this testimony that was done, so we're going to be listening to the majority of it all together for the first time. I just know the bits and pieces that people are discussing. And trigger warning now, apparently, and I didn't know this person existed until I started looking into who was at this hearing. Anna had an older brother, I think 2 years older than her, or I don't know. I won't know until we get into the hearing if he's blood related to Anna or if he's a step sibling. I'm not sure right now, but he apparently tells a story about how he did not want to live collectively with the stepmom and biological father of Anna at the time when they were combining families, so much so that he jumped out of a moving vehicle and they stopped and took him and put him back in the car and then also like held him in the same kind of like bar hole that they're claiming that Anna was killed with. So that's interesting, honestly, because that sort of like makes me open my eyes to more suspects than just the stepbrother. If we are having someone get on the stand and testify that these two parents have already done this to him, and it's the exact same like way, it sort of opens it up to being like maybe more than just one person with the opportunity, because these parents are claiming that they didn't even bother for forever. And that's just a thought that I have, because that's a crazy story. That's a crazy story. And then you have to really wonder, like, what was the reason? Why was he willing to risk his life jumping out of a vehicle to not be living with them? That's crazy. That's crazy work. That's crazy. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull this up. And I want to listen to the testimony. I don't really care too much for what the judge has to say, because I really just want to focus on what the stepmom is claiming, what the father of the stepbrother who's a suspect is saying. I think it's a grandma that gets on there. There's a lady with gray hair that talks, and then there's this brother. This was apparently because the biological father of the children wanted the 9-year-old daughter out of the house. And I'm going to assume that because the suspect is no longer in the home, That's the reason why it got denied. Like, the kid's going to stay with the family, with her, like in the home where the stepbrother would have been living. The girl gets to stay there because the stepbrother is not in the home. I'm going to assume CPS had them put him somewhere else. I've been hearing a family member. I've heard an aunt for like a super long time. But because this involves minors, all of this, again, is not coming from the police. It's not coming from criminal court documents. It's not coming from criminal reports. It's coming from a custody battle for the other children. And the mom wanted this case sealed. I don't think that she's going to get her way. I don't think she's going to get her way with that just yet because, well, then I don't really know. This all happened Friday. So I don't know if they're still thinking about sealing the custody case or if they've already ixnayed that or not, but that's where all of the information is coming from. That's how we found out that the stepbrother was a suspect in the first place, because it says it in the documents that came out. That's right. The stepmother's stepmother. That's true. Stepmother. Yep. Okay. All right. I found 2 channels that had this, and they look like they both had gone in and did separate clips. I have to put this because they're both like mainstream, and I didn't go in and like edit anything and like flip anything around like I normally do because I just didn't have time. So I just wanted to make sure that we at least had that on the screen so they can't say anything, because I've had like these channels try to like mess with me before just because I was looking at their court stuff, which is crazy. Super crazy. Okay, so let's see. This one is from Fox 35 Orlando. And then this one is from Court TV. So, see, and most of it's like there's commentary in between. So we're going to be skipping through everyone that is in the station speaking and only listening to the court testimony. And as far as it looks like, the court testimony pieces are the same length, if that makes any sense. So I feel like they have the exact same information. It's just there's a time difference because of the correspondents that are speaking. But I have it both up because I noticed that some of them do have separate parts. So I guess we can start with listening to the lawyer. Let me get to the lawyer, the opening statements, because I'm just curious what the lawyers are saying. Because we already know the outcome of this. It wasn't granted. So let's go ahead and start listening from right here, I think.
The court needs to take some sort of emergency
Yeah,
action.
you guys can hear it.
Based on those allegations contained within the motion. Whenever you're ready, Mr. Smith,
Okay.
you may begin with opening.
Your Honor, in this case, obviously, it's our position that the youngest child is at risk for a number of reasons. As the court is aware through the pleadings,
I can agree
there's
with
a
that.
young lady who's passed away. That matter is still under investigation. That was not my client's child, but the stepchild of the mother in this case, and the remaining 16-year-old is now a suspect in that case. In this case, the mother took the children both again on a cruise against.
Okay, that's true. Okay, so both of these places have mentioned that the reason why they didn't live stream it is because they wanted to go in and take out the minors' names. So you're going to hear beeps, well, not beeps, but obviously like little splices or little pieces of mutes, and it's the minor children's names.
My client's wishes, while preventing him from having regular contact with those children. We believe that the arrangements that were made by the mother, as far as the sleeping arrangements, were insufficient, that the 18-year-old, 16-year-old, and another 14-year-old were all placed in the same stateroom. There's indications that they may have, because they were in international waters, may have been engaging in activities that they normally couldn't engage in.
Now, I know that people have mentioned, well, we've talked about it too. There was a previous court session that happened on a Zoom meeting, and the lawyer for the biological father of the stepbrother, so the other kids involved in the case said that they were drinking. Somebody was giving the kid alcohol. They don't know. I looked up the rules for like alcohol on the water, and still the majority of them are like, no, it doesn't matter if you're like 16, you're not going to get it. Like you have to be of age, or a parent has to sign off. And even if a parent signs off, the person still has to be over the age of 18. At least everything that I've read so far, like Googling the rules of like international water and alcohol on a cruise. Now, granted, I know people are going to sneak it. I know parents are going to get it and just give it to their kid, or someone of age is going to get it, or a kid might get somebody on the ship to get it for them, or somebody that works at the ship doesn't give a shit and just gives it to the kid. I know all of the, I know. But we also have to consider the fact that this kid, this person who's on, antipsychotics, was apparently not taking their medication either, on top of maybe possibly drinking. At least that's like the type of story, the mixed story pieces that we're getting so far. Again, it's all up in the air because the police aren't really saying anything, and there hasn't been any arrests, anything yet.
While they were in the United States properly being supervised. In addition, we will present evidence that through the older child who's now 18, so he's an adult, but he is the son of the parties, as to violence, alcohol use in the past, and he's been living with his father for approximately almost 2 years now.
Since they got married.
Since these parties had their separation, where, as the court is aware, there was an original divorce case. There was parenting time.
True.
Both parties were in Hernando County. Then the mother relocated by agreement between the parties over to Titusville. Since she relocated to Titusville, that's when the problems have occurred, where the father has been very limited in his access to the children. I'd reserve with regard to any other comments until closing.
Well, let me ask you this question, Mr. Smith. If the oldest child has been residing with the respondent for 2 years, and this we're dealing, I understand, I saw that there is a supplemental petition for modification that's also pending, so that would be an ultimate issue for trial. How would this, is it your intention to have the oldest child testify?
That's what I heard.
Yes, Your Honor.
And what if has the oldest child had?
And see, and that really makes me question some things. Because, okay, like, I don't know how cruises work. So if you are on prescription medications, do you have to check those in, or like, do you have to let the cruise know that you're on medications? And if you do they have to like, do you have to prove that it's a prescription? Because I'm sort of wondering, like, if it was prescribed to him, why would you not give it to him unless he wasn't prescribed it, so you couldn't bring it with you? But then apparently he's got like a history of things, apparently, according to the grandparents. So it's sort of confusing. I don't know how the medication stuff works, but you would think that they would have brought it, unless they forgot it on accident. I guess maybe they'll mention something. I'm not sure. Thank you, Sarah.
And any contact with the 2 other children or the respondent since he's been living with the petitioner for the last 2 years?
It's not.
Well, one of the main things is the circumstances where he wound up living with my client. There was a physical altercation.
That would have been 2 years ago,
7.
correct?
A year and a half.
He's so lucky.
And he was also allowed to drink alcohol, which again, I think goes to the relevancy of whether these children whether the mother in this case encouraged the underage alcohol, especially on the cruise ship.
Or supervision, for sure.
And the violence that, this, again, the allegations are this 18-year-old has passed away in a violent manner. The 18-year-old will testify as that there was violence between. That part right there, like a controlled substance type medication, something that you could consider something that you could buy off the street. I guess I would need to know like how they classify it. Like if you have to sign for it and show ID to pick it up at the pharmacy, it's probably a lot different than for ones you don't. I don't know. The country too, right? It's probably, they have a lot of rules, but they really just don't follow them, do they? That's why you always end up having issues. See, like, because if somebody,
To say, let's say someone's on depression medicine. What is one? Is Wellbutrin still one? I know that was one that was always like a big commercial back in the day. Wellbutrin, maybe. Whatever. Say somebody's on a depression medication. Obviously, like that's not something that you would need to like give ID for at the pharmacy, and I wouldn't see them needing to know that. But if you're on something that's considered something controlled, like if you're on something you can buy technically as like a street thing that has a reputation, or say like pain medication, like if you are prescribed something for arthritis pain or back pain or cancer pain or something like that, do you have to show proof of that kind of stuff? They don't show. Okay, so they don't. Dang, see, that's crazy. Okay. So then there's no excuse. Regardless, there's no excuse for him missing his medications. Yeah, you would think that regardless they would have them. Yeah, exactly. Being a minor. Yeah. That's crazy. Oh my God. See, that makes me just not want to get on one even more, because they're not even trying to check and make sure if anything's like up to par. Oh, I'm never going. I'm going to be stuck here in the United States forever because I won't fly, and now I'm never getting on a cruise. I better get rich enough to buy a yacht or some big old boat so I can do it myself.
His mother and the stepfather. And he has had recent contact with and I think that goes to the whether there's any risk to returning to the father. The child was allowed finally to come over for a Thanksgiving visit.
That's true.
The child being okay.
She was restricted from contact with the one that there are allegations against.
Yeah, of course not.
But did have contact with Andrew, her adult brother, and exhibited no fear, no reservations. Both my client as well as the 18-year-old can testify.
Is that because they were too busy getting drunk and stupid and didn't check on their kids? Is that why he didn't get his night meds? Irresponsibility. I don't know if she was asleep. I know the grandparents said that this is how the grandparents, this was the story before the hearing, that Anna wasn't feeling good when they were at dinner, and she got up and went back to the room. But then the grandma said that she must have started feeling better at some point because she got dressed and she came out to like gamble with them. And remember when we talked about the case before, I showed you guys a picture, and it was like Anna straightening her hair, and it was like taken from behind, and it was like, it looked intimate to me. Like it looked like a photo that a boyfriend would take of his girlfriend getting ready when they're going on a date or even being on the cruise. Like it just looks like one of those photos that a guy that really like cares about his girlfriend and is like really in love with her takes. Like y'all know those little like candid shots. That's what it felt like. And knowing that only her stepbrothers, her siblings were in the room with her, I'm like, that's a really intimate type picture. So when the grandma said she must have started feeling better because she got dressed and came and met us in the gambling thing for a little while, and then she took off and that was the last time they saw her, I really wonder if the stepbrother was in the room with her then when she was getting ready and something happened after the fact, because we've gotten dinner not feeling good and going back to the room, and then the grandma saying, yeah, but then she came back out for a little while. It's back and forth, I guess.
Well, remember though, this isn't.
Yeah. Now that we know who's in it in the room.
Motion. So this isn't an issue as to where it is in the best interest of the minor children to reside. I mean, that is ultimately an issue for trial in the modification action.
That's true.
The only issue that we're here to address today is whether or not is in imminent danger.
It happens sometimes.
Remaining in the petitioner's care as a result of recent incidents. So that's really primarily the court's concern today.
Well, and Your Honor, I understand that position, and certainly whether or not the child's to be removed from the mother is whether or not there's an imminent risk to the child. I think the court also has to look at where the child would be placed and the circumstances there as to whether there's any harm to relocating the child. I think you have to, in terms of emergency relief and an injunction, essentially, you have to look at.
No, I think you're looking at two different things. This isn't an injunctive relief. I mean, we're not here you're not here seeking injunctive relief. I mean, that would have been in the injunction court, correct?
We're seeking to have the child removed from the mother and placed with the father.
Oh, hey,
think
Huda.
that the court
Thank
needs
you.
to look at whether or not
Thank you for the gifted memberships. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you very much.
there would be any harm to that. Obviously, our position is there wouldn't be, that she'd be able to transition to father fine.
Okay, I'm not
Mhm.
sure I agree with your argument, Mr. Smith, but
That's another thing. That's another thing. She didn't just go to her freaking cabin. She went to her cabin not feeling well. She went to her cabin not feeling well. And no one checked on her, but not even the grandparents, both parents, like knowing she didn't feel good. No one checked on her. And the biggest thing is too, they didn't like the service person didn't find her until 11:17 that next morning on the 7th. And they said that the parents were at breakfast without any of the kids. So where were the boys? When did they leave the room? How long before her body was found did the boys actually get up and leave the room? Where were they? Why were they not at breakfast with their parents that morning? What? So the kids just get up and the mom and the dad list don't even give a shit about putting eyes on their kids, knowing that their kid wasn't feeling good the night before. All around, they are neglectful, shitty parents. Holy crap. It just gets worse. The more you talk about it, it just gets
I
worse.
understand what your argument is. Okay. Ms. Anderson, opening?
Yes,
It's true too.
yes, Your Honor. May it please the court. We believe, and I think we filed that in our response, that there's no emergency that exists.
I know.
There was an incident on the cruise ship. The Federal Bureau of Investigations is
It's a good
investigating
question.
that. There have been no arrests made yet, but since my client
You too, thank you.
was a suspect in that, after he was released from the hospital upon the return to the United States, he was placed with a relative of the mother's. And not only did that happen, but mom contacted dad, and dad signed an agreement to say that this child would be placed with a third party,
Yeah.
thereby removing any risk of any danger to any of the other children in the home.
Right. But at this point, the parents are neglectful. Like, I get it. I get that the person who's now the suspect, the person who's a suspect is not in the house with the other kids. But at this point, it's the parents. It's the parents that have proven that they are not responsible enough. I understand completely why this dad wants his kid out of there. And if the other kid has already been living with the dad, obviously it's not too bad of a place to be. Because the kid who's been living there would rather have jumped out of a moving vehicle than have been with the stepmother at that house. That's crazy. You know how much you have to either that's like an impulse, or he really was sitting there contemplating, what's going to happen to me right now if I jump out of this car? Is it going to be worth it to get away from these people? How far am I going to be able to go? That's wild. Holy shit.
So that has been resolved, and there's been nothing mentioned of that. Nobody's saying, I don't hear the other side saying that they participated in that
They
in
need
any
to.
way, whereas the father was advised and did participate. The minor child, you're going to hear testimony that she's fine, that there is no risk to her. There were abuse reports made. We have the person here from the Department
Crazy.
of Children and Families that can attest that there's no
Not that we've
concerns
heard,
about
no.
the child remaining in the care of Chantel and Chris Kepner.
All right, thank you.
So that was
Okay, so that was the judges. I mean, that was the lawyer's opening response, opening statements. So now we're going to get to the mom, the stepmother. Anna's stepmother, the biological mother of the 16-year-old who was considered the suspect.
No, I have not. If I could get you to raise your right hand for me, please, ma'am. Do you swear from the testimony you're about to give is the
Oh,
truth?
that's a crazy one. Yeah. Takes a lot to want to jump out of a freaking car.
You may inquire whenever you're ready, Mr. Smith.
Please state your name, ma'am.
Chantel Kepner.
And do you know Thomas Hudson?
Yes.
And how do you know Mr. Hudson?
We were formerly married.
And how long were you married?
About 12 years.
And do you have any children between the two of you?
We have 3 children.
What are their names and ages? And there was
They blocked all
recently
that out.
was a
but it's a 16-year-old, a 14-year-old, and a 9-year-old. I believe it's the 16 and 14-year-old are boys, and then the 9-year-old, I believe, is a little girl. That's who this whole custody thing is about. Not the 14-year-old, which is interesting. So I'm not really quite sure if that's a stepbrother or a biological brother, because that's not who this is about. It's only about like the 9-year-old girl. There's a lot of just a big mixed family.
Did you recently go on a cruise?
Yes.
And did any of the children go with you on the cruise? Did you reach out to Mr. Hudson to request that he agree to passports for the children?
Hey,
I
doing?
reached out to him to inform him of my itinerary to take the children on a cruise and did ask for the passports, but they weren't needed in this cruise.
And
Okay.
Mr. Hudson actually refused to cooperate
Okay.
with obtaining passports, correct?
To sign for the passports, yes.
So then it was 16-year-old stepbrother, 14-year-old biological brother to Anna, and Anna in the cabin together, and then the 9-year-old was with the parents, I believe. Okay, yeah. Possibly?
You
I
said
don't
passports
know.
weren't necessary, so they weren't obtained.
Correct.
They need it. For
As
real.
far as the minor children, what were the sleeping arrangements on this?
Oh, was it the infant or the 9-year-old that was with them in the room? I don't think I heard about an infant. And I know that when we look at the picture of like the whole family, I don't think that we see like a little bitty baby. It is really confusing. There's a lot of people.
Was in my room with my husband and his
Oh, I-
9-year-old daughter, and then shared a room with his stepsister and stepbrother.
Okay, yeah, so you just
The room was directly across from ours.
What was the stepsister's name?
yeah.
Anna Kepner.
Yeah.
And what was the stepbrother's name? And how old is,
14,
The suspect is
and
16.
how old was Anna?
18.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Now, who made the decision to have these 3 teenagers in one room in the
Yeah.
cruise?
We had talked it over with our travel agent, and that was what was suggested.
Did you have
See that? So they're going to put it, they're not going to take any responsibility as parents for allowing that situation to be booked that way. She's going to put it on the travel agent, the one who doesn't know the family dynamic, the one that doesn't know if there's issues between Anna and the stepbrother, the one that doesn't know their personal business. She's going to put the responsibility for the horrible decision on someone who has nothing to do with anything. That tells you a lot about this person.
have to sign any special permission for
No,
the children to reside together? So was it a mutual decision between yourself and your husband?
Not
Correct.
connected.
And at some point, did you discover that one of the children had passed away?
See, I don't know. Now that the older brother is coming out and saying that like he jumped out the car and they grabbed him, like he's going to testify. I'm pretty sure that this is the testifying where he says all this crazy stuff, that he jumped out the car and they grabbed him, put him back in the car and held him in the same kind of chokehold that they're claiming, or bar hold that they're claiming killed Anna. So I don't know at this point, like knowing that that's something that he's testifying to on the stand as something that he experienced and is the reason why like he now lives with his dad and is not with his mom. It really, really makes me wonder. It really makes me wonder. I don't know, but it makes you wonder. It opens it up. I'll say that.
yes,
And when was that you discovered that?
Friday morning.
Yeah.
When was the last time that you had seen the child before that Friday morning?
Thursday night.
You know, approximately what
Yeah,
time?
me too.
Right around 6:30.
So 6:30 and her body is not found until 11:17 the next morning. That is, how many hours is that? Like 18 hours, 20 hours? How many hours is that? 11 to 11 is 12 plus like another 5. That's like almost 18. It's like 18 hours. You've not seen your children on a cruise ship in the middle of the freaking international ocean water? Are you out of your mind? there's no way I could even sleep. I'm sorry. I know the way that like me and my kids have lived and the way that we are, and there's literally no freaking way. No, there's no way, bro.
And
I mean, at 18, yeah, maybe so.
your
Yeah.
child, did you see him that Thursday night as well?
Yes,
What time did you see him at?
It is really 7.
closer to 7, just a little bit before 7.
That too.
What was he doing at
That's
that time?
crazy.
He was headed back to his room.
Why is she? So every time she answers something, she does this like deep breath, eyebrow furrow thing.
And
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
your child, did you see him that Thursday night as well?
Yes,
What time did you see him at?
closer to 7, just a little bit before 7.
What was he doing at that time?
He was headed back to his room.
Thank you. Thank you. These people are my age. I mean, maybe, I don't know. I'm 37. I don't know how old she is, but I have an 18-year-old who's about to be 19 in January. My other one just turned 17. Okay. These are like their kids are like in the same age group. Okay. The Amy Bradley situation that's just now like coming back around has haunted my like back of my mind for years. Okay. And there's been so many other stories since then. How do you just not take any precaution? And then you also know that your child is on medications and you're still not checking on them. I'm sorry. It just gets worse. It gets worse.
Do you know whether or not he was present in the room as well?
They all were headed back to their room, as far as I know.
So where was their room in relation to your room?
Right across the hall. You walked out my door, their door was right in front of it.
Did you return to your room that evening?
Yes,
What time did you return to your room?
7 o'clock.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you. You're on a cruise ship. You're on a cruise ship. Not giving a shit about your children. And you're trying to tell me that you're on vacation and on a cruise ship and you're going to your cabin at 7 o'clock and going nights. I don't believe you, bro. I don't believe you at all, bro. I don't believe you.
7 p.m.?
I don't believe you.
Yeah, right. It was actually closer to 7:30.
This
Did you
face
stay in the
tells
room
me
for the
she's
rest of
lying.
the
Look at
night?
her
Yes.
her brow. It's almost like a tell.
With
Nah.
the teenagers across the hall, did you ever go in and check on them?
I don't believe her.
No, I had went to sleep.
No, you didn't. Thank you.
Do you know if Christopher went across the hall to check on them?
Not that I know of.
Right? Like what? Honestly, yeah,
Do you know if
for
he ever
real.
left the room that night on that Thursday night?
I never seen him leave the room.
Right? Like that's another thing. Okay, there's been some rumors going around and I haven't seen it. I've tried to look for it. I mean, I've not tried to look for it. I have looked for it. I have not been able to find it. But there's been a lot of rumors claiming there's like security footage of Anna running down the hallway and you can see the brother chasing her, but I've not seen it. So I don't know if somebody put some fake shit out there like Joseph Morris style or what's going on, but I haven't seen it. And there's been a lot of like big creators who have talked about it, but every one of them that have spoken of it have not shown it. So I'm guessing it is just like a rumor and there's nothing really out there. That's the only thing I can think of.
As far as it goes,
They would have to, right?
have you made arrangements for to reside with a relative?
That's a good point. That's a good point. She might have just drank too much and had no choice but to go pass out. You're right. That's possible.
Correct.
And why did you do that?
It was something that his father and I mutually decided.
Thank you.
Did you suggest it to him or did he suggest it to you?
Yeah, she's neglectful.
Who brought it up first?
None of them.
with something that we had talked about because neither one of us could.
Yeah, how do you not go tell your kids good night? You don't even wait. You don't even make sure they're actually all in there. 7 o'clock? I'm sorry. No. 7 o'clock? Just, this is not, this isn't vibing with me at
Bring
all.
it back to our home.
Why couldn't you bring
See?
back to your home?
Yeah.
Looking out for the safety of the other children in the home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 7 o'clock. What?
Now,
Yeah, there's
when
nothing
you
on
talk
her
about
face.
the home, you have a home with Christopher, your husband,
Yes.
and does Christopher have other children that come to that home?
Not on a
He
cruise.
has 2 other kids.
And one of them being,
Correct.
and the younger
Liar
child that
vibes, right?
slept in the room with you as well.
Yes.
Very possible.
You're still allowed to come to the home?
Yes.
That's a good point too. Yeah, because they're claiming that she got up not feeling good at dinner, 6:30ish. And so she's saying that basically that she ate food and then went straight to bed. Mother dearest right here. Really? No. And then again, that's another thing. If you know that your ass is going to bed, none of the adults collectively thought, oh shit, or the kid himself didn't think, oh shit, I need to take my medicine. None of those. And the grandparents are aware. None of them collectively. Nobody has an alarm set. Nothing. Irresponsible.
How many bedrooms is the home that you're in?
Mm-hmm.
We have a 3-bedroom house with an addition room downstairs.
So what are the sleeping arrangements when all the kids were there prior to this cruise?
Yeah, but that's not true either, because there's plenty of people that don't do anything crazy and it's other people's intentions. So that's not true. You can be the safest driver on the road and some dumbass behind you will kill you and your entire family in 2.2 seconds. So that's not true. I mean, I know that's how people want to try to live, but that's just not reality anymore. It's not.
The 2 youngest girls shared a room, the 2 boys shared a room, and Anna had her own room.
Mm-hmm. Good night.
As far as
believe
the
it.
evening, that Thursday evening on the cruise, had you been drinking at all?
No.
You're sober and going to bed at 7? You are lying. Oh my God, you're the biggest lying liar ever. What? Oh my God. Liar. Oh, what? Holy shit.
Had you drank it all during the cruise?
I had 2 pina coladas and a blue Hawaiian earlier in the week, but it wasn't on the same day. It was 1 a day.
I don't believe her.
Do you know if the children, based on being in international waters, could drink alcohol?
No.
You don't know?
No, they didn't. They're not old enough.
What about
That's not what the other people are saying.
Anna?
I don't know.
They're lying, bro. Oh my God.
Weren't you aware that the children
Responsible.
were gambling at some point?
Well, Anna's 18, so I know she was in there at one point in time, but the other kids were not.
You're sure that the other kids were not gambling?
I'm sure the other kids were not gambling.
All of them knew she didn't feel good. Is that on record of him saying that? I know that we heard from the boyfriend, and the ex-boyfriend, that was actually supposed to be on the cruise apparently. The original plan was for that ex-boyfriend that had come out and spoken, and his family, those people that came out a few weeks ago, he was supposed to be on the cruise with them, and then they broke up. He's the one who claimed that he was on FaceTime with Anna, and the stepbrother came in and laid on top of her. But I don't know if I've heard the dad say. I know we've seen articles. We've read articles, but I don't know if he said anything like on camera. Nothing that I remember anyway. I'm trying to think. I think I just read something. And I don't think it was a good source. I think it was like a Daily Mail article. I'm going to have to go back and look.
As far as, does he have any diagnoses?
He has ADHD.
Mhm.
No further questions.
So they blocked out everything else that wasn't ADHD that we already know exists because we've seen it in court records. Interesting. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Cross?
Mhm.
Morning.
And then she drank them earlier in the week, not the day of. Girl, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Yeah,
Miss
at home,
Kepner,
not on the
who
ship.
all
Yeah.
went on the cruise?
Yeah, she.
Myself, my husband, Anna, the two youngest girls, and then my mother-in-law and father-in-law,
What are their names?
Jeff and Barbara Kepner.
And where was their room in
Mm-hmm.
relationship to where your room and the children's room was?
2 floors above us.
Did they also help in the supervision of the children?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm assuming in the room. Because there was bunk beds that the stepbrothers were supposed to be in and then a bigger bed. So I'm assuming they were going to let the boyfriend sleep in the bed with Anna. See, that's another thing. And I've thought about this. If the original plan was for the boyfriend to go, was that the original plan? Or was there another plan with the boyfriend being there? And because they broke up, did they have to like condense down rooms? And that's what the travel agent suggested that they do. Was there like a rearranging that had to happen? I'm curious about that. I don't think they talk about that. But you'd think that they would have to. Unless, again, he was going to be in the room, that there wouldn't be any rearranging. But if the boyfriend was supposed to be there, then it would be highly unlikely that something would have happened, honestly. Because there would have been another person with Anna at all times if they were together as a couple. You know what I mean?
Anna,
Mm-hmm.
who we know passed away, she was 18, correct?
Correct.
And was an adult.
Correct.
Right.
And was she given the option of staying in another room?
All 3 of the kids were.
And would that room have been with grandma and grandpa?
Correct.
And they didn't want to do that?
No, they wanted to stay together.
Thank you for the 999 tip. That stepmom is a liar and the father is neglectful and they should be charged. Yeah, I agree. It's very, very obvious that they just don't give 2 shits because, damn, you're on a cruise ship. It's not like you're in like a hotel and it's like solitary. I mean, obviously, you're going to want to pay attention to your kids at a freaking hotel too, but even more so on a cruise. Because there's people from all over the freaking place on that thing. It's dangerous. There's all kinds of little cubby spots and places people can get stuck. And you can get lost because they're multi-level. You don't know who the frick is on that thing. That's true.
Did they all get along?
Yeah, the 3 of them are like the 3 amigos. They're best friends.
Mm-hmm.
And with
I
regard
don't
to
believe that at all.
you were questioned about him, he's not a suspect, or you haven't been advised by anyone?
Correct. He's not a suspect.
It's true.
As far as you know,
Who does she say was not a suspect?
she was
Then Anna, the 2 youngest girls, and then my mother-in-law and father-in-law,
what are their names?
Jeff and Barbara Kepner.
And where was their room in relationship to where your room and the children's room was?
2 floors above us.
They weren't even on the same floor.
Did
Okay.
they also help in the supervision of the children?
Yes, ma'am.
In what supervision? All 4 of you fools didn't check on those kids. Not even the sick one. What you mean? helped in the supervision. You're trying to put responsibility on everybody else but you. She's done blamed the travel agent for how they were sleeping, and now she's saying that the grandparents were responsible too. And yeah, cool, in a way, you might want to think that. I agree that if they knew that Anna wasn't feeling good, they should have probably checked on her. As a grandparent, you probably should do that. At the end of the day, it's the parent's responsibility, without a doubt. And then knowing also that the grandparents are 2 floors above them and these people were right across the hall, automatically you've got the most responsibility on top of the most responsibility on top of the most responsibility. And you failed at all of it. And you keep trying to put it on other people. Interesting.
Anna, who we know passed away, she was 18, correct?
Correct.
And she was an adult.
Correct.
I guess I just have to be with someone who's 18. That too, it's
And
ginormous.
was she given the option
That part.
of staying in another room?
All 3 of the kids were.
And would that room have been with grandma and grandpa?
Correct.
And they didn't want to do that?
No, they wanted to stay together.
And he told the family that.
Did they all get along?
Yeah, they're the 3 of them are like the 3 amigos. They're best friends.
It's possible.
And with regard to, I know you were questioned about him. He's not a suspect, or you haven't been advised by anyone?
Correct. He's not a suspect.
They have it blanked out, but I'm going to assume that's the 14-year-old they're talking about, because the court documents that we've seen, 2 separate sets of court documents that we've seen, again, 2 separate sets, 2 separate dates, 2 different motions have had the fact the 16-year-old is. So they have to be talking about the 14-year-old.
As far as you know, is the only
And that he didn't
suspect
remember
in the
anything.
death of Anna, your son.
Correct.
So that was from.
Okay, is there going to be anything else from her? Unless it's all about like other things when it comes to the kids. Let me check on this one and make sure there's nothing that the mom said that we missed, because they do that seem to have like cut it off pretty abruptly. Let's just check the last like few minutes.
And are you the one that administers that medication?
Yes.
Okay, so they don't have the rest of this part. Or did we not hear that? Okay, no, we didn't. Okay, let's go back, because now this is the old man talking.
This quantity at night.
Yeah, this part is not in that other clip. Okay.
Or that the other kids were not gambling?
All right, yeah, we're going to go back and listen to this part now. So this is the dad's lawyer. Okay. This is the dad's lawyer now questioning her.
Please state your name, ma'am.
Chantal Kepner.
And do you know Thomas Hudson?
Yes.
And how do you know Mr. Hudson?
We were formerly married.
Okay, we heard that part already. Why do I not remember him mentioning anything about the name of the medication? I know that we didn't just listen to this part. Am I tripping? Let me go back. Okay, that's like the passports. That's him. Okay, so they have a lot not in the other one. We're going to stop watching that one. I'm getting rid of you, Florida. You have a lot of your shit cut out. That's interesting.
Did you recently go on a cruise?
Yes.
And did any of them cooperate with obtaining passports, correct?
To sign for the passport, yes.
Yeah, and they cut a lot out on that other channel. That's crazy.
You said passports weren't necessary, so they had room in the cruise.
Yes.
And when was that you discovered?
Right around 6:30,
And
as far as I know.
so where was their room in relation to your room?
Right across the hall. You walked out my door, their door
Yeah,
was right
because
in
like
front of
she actually mentions the name of the medication in this one, and I don't remember them even saying it in the other one. They edited the shit out of their version of this. Damn.
Did you return to your room that evening?
it. Yes.
What time did you return to your room?
7 o'clock.
7 p.m.?
No, yeah, right. It was actually closer to 7:30.
Did you stay in the room for the rest of the night?
Yes.
With the teenagers across the hall, did you ever go in and check on them?
No, I had went to sleep.
Do you know if Christopher went across the hall to check on them?
Not that I know of.
Do you know if Connor ever left the room that night on that Thursday night?
Did he just say the name Connor?
With the teenagers across the hall, did you ever go in and check on them?
No, I went to sleep.
Do you know if Christopher went across the hall to check on them?
Not that I know of.
Do you know if Connor ever left the room that night on that Thursday night?
I never seen him leave the room.
Who's Connor? Is that the 14-year-old or the freaking 16-year-old? Because it just said that the 16-year-old's initials were TH. I'm assuming the 14-year-old's name is Connor. Because the stepdad's name is Christopher, isn't it? So they left his name in there. Oh. These fools.
As far as goes, have you made arrangements to reside with a relative?
Correct.
And why
Why
couldn't you bring
she says the name?
back to your home?
I'm looking out.
Christopher, your husband?
Yes.
Okay. And does Christopher have other children that come to that home?
He has 2 other kids.
And one of them being Connor
Correct.
and the younger child that was.
Interesting. I thought they took the freaking names out of these because the lady in the beginning, like if you watch this one on this channel in the very beginning, the lady in the blazer, she says that they've like beeped out these minors' names. So that's wild that we're hearing this in here.
Slept in the room with
That's
you
what
as well?
I thought, yeah.
Is Connor still allowed to come to the home?
Yes.
How many bedrooms is the home that you're in?
Okay.
We have a 3-bedroom house with.
All the kids were there prior to this cruise?
I had 2 pina coladas and a blue Hawaiian. No, they didn't. They're not old enough.
What about Anna?
I don't know.
Weren't you aware that the children were gambling at some point?
Well, Anna's 18, so I know she was in there at one point in time, but the other kids were not.
You're sure that the other kids were not gambling?
I'm sure the other kids were not gambling.
As far as does he have any diagnoses?
He has ADHD.
So they're saying the 14-year-old's name, but they're not saying the name of the suspect. I am shocked. Yeah, I mean, that was what we were told, right? That he couldn't get in and that Anna was locked inside the room with the brother and that he heard screaming and shut the F ups and all these things happening. That's what we were told. Oh, and that's another thing, bro. Like if you're in your room by like 6:37, 7:30, what the frick ever, and there's some crazy shit going on right across the hall. A, how are you not hearing what's happening? B, how are the people that are like sharing the rooms not hearing anything? Unless just like everyone else, normal on a cruise, you're not hanging out in your freaking room at 7 o'clock at night and literally no one else heard anything. But that's what we heard, that the brother couldn't get in. I don't know. I'll have to take a look and see. That's a little crazy. Right? Like if she went to bed at 7 o'clock, how the frick do you know what your kids were doing? No, they said that it was just her body was in perfect condition minus 2 small bruises on her neck and that it was done by bar hold is what they said. See, I know it was going around and like talked about, but I've been trying to find it from like a reputable source. I'll have to look again. Yeah, like this is crazy. Like you are not a parent at all. At all. You've got not a single parently body inside of you. Going to bed at 7 o'clock, not paying attention to if your kid's taking his medication, not giving a shit that the stepdaughter is sick. The dad, where's the biological father who doesn't give a shit about his kid not feeling well? I don't understand. Yeah, exactly that too. Like, I don't believe her at all. And like, I don't know again how it works. Only like there's packages that you can buy, but can't you also like buy them separately too? Like just pay for them there. It's probably more expensive though. Because there could have been people, like, she could have been getting drinks from other people going up to the bar and getting them. Like, her husband could have been getting them for her, or the in-laws could have been grabbing them for her. Like, we don't really know because we haven't seen, like, transactional information. There's just no way you've had 3 drinks in a whole cruise, and you're talking about, you remember the names of the drinks you had days before the day that this happened. This woman is annoying.
And how long has he been diagnosed with ADHD?
About 3 or 4 years.
Those after your separation from Mr. Hudson, correct?
About that timeline, yes.
And does he receive medication for his ADHD?
He does.
And what medication was he on for his ADHD?
Methylphenidate.
Could you pronounce that for him if you know?
Methylphenidate, I don't know the spelling.
Okay.
The name brand's Concerta. That helps.
Thank you.
And how often would you take that medication?
Every morning.
That's what I think, probably.
Step aside for a break. Keep in mind, we are
Yeah, see, it's her. She said in the beginning that they damn well bleeped out the names of these children's.
He also takes a nighttime pill as well.
that minor stepbrother's name because he has not been charged.
But you didn't. I mean, that one, yeah.
Did he take the medication on the cruise with him?
Yes. He also takes a nighttime pill as well.
The same medication?
No, it's clonidine.
See the brow?
What is that for?
Insomnia.
Well, the first thing it shows me clonidine is actually prescribed for is high blood pressure, which is interesting because a friend of mine that had a lot of sort of issues mentally used to take clonidine. And it was prescribed to her by her psychiatrist. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it is used for quite a lot of things, but it's interesting because the first thing that it shows up, like I literally asked, clonidine medication is prescribed for what? And the very first thing it pops up for is high blood pressure and ADHD. And withdrawals. It helps with withdrawals from things too. It relaxes your blood vessels. That's the kind of that's what my lisinopril is. It's not a heart rate dropper. It's a blood vessel expander. Non-stimulant prescription for ADHD. Also used to treat high blood pressure. There's not a damn thing in here that says this is for insomnia. It's clonidine. What? It's not FDA approved for insomnia. And that's what she's saying is Klonopin. Okay, maybe I was spelling it wrong then. Klonopin. Okay. Klonopin. Oh, look, right there. Okay. I was looking up the wrong one. It still wants me to like go back and type in clonidine. Let me hear how she's saying it again. Right? That one looks right. Hold on. Let me hear how she's saying it.
Yes. He also takes a nighttime pill as well.
The same medication?
No, it's clonidine.
Clonidine. That's what I'm saying. No, I had it right, broskies. I had it right. It's clonidine. Clonidine is primarily used to treat high blood pressure. It is not FDA approved for insomnia. It's prescribed mainly for high blood pressure and ADHD. However, it has gained attention for its potential off-label use in treating insomnia. Right? Like, I feel like she doesn't know her son's medicine. Because my friend was given one, and I feel like it was Klonopin. I feel like Klonopin is the one that my friend used to take. So she doesn't even know the name of... I'm very confused, and if this mother knows a freaking thing at all about anything. Right? Because, yeah, no, it'll lower your blood pressure like crazy and make you pass out. That's what I was about to say. She didn't monitor his meds so badly that she doesn't even know what the frick he takes. Girl. Yeah. That's the one that my friend was given. But that's not what she's claiming that he's on. I might have spelled that wrong. Yeah. Not typically recommended as a first choice treatment for insomnia due to its significant risks. Yeah, but yeah. So, I mean, both of them are not apparently good for that. But she doesn't even seem to know exactly like what he's on unless the doctor is giving him this. See, this is what I'm confused about. Like, is he actually prescribed this for insomnia? If it's being like, if it's off label, if it's not FDA approved for insomnia, can a doctor even actually prescribe it for insomnia specifically? That part too. Yes, I know that, but we're looking at what the mother is saying out of her face. So a doctor can prescribe it for something that it's not approved for. You would think that they couldn't do that. Anything that I know that in my line of work, anything that gets prescribed for something that it's not technically approved for, it gets deemed experimental and it's not covered by the insurance. Right? It's probably maybe also like generics too. That's true too. That's true too. I wonder if they pay out of pocket because it's not covered then. Interesting. Very interesting.
What is that for?
Insomnia.
Interesting.
Did you hold on to the medications?
Yes.
Did you make sure he took his medications every day?
He took his morning pill every day, and he missed 2 doses of his clonidine at night.
2 doses, yep.
You held on to the clonidine as well?
Mm-hmm.
That's yes?
Yes, sorry.
I don't feel like she's telling the truth.
Did you make sure he took his medications every day?
He took his morning pill every day, and he missed 2 doses of his clonidine at night.
You held on to the clonidine
Heard of
as well?
that one.
Mm-hmm.
That's yes?
Yes, sorry.
And what do you mean he missed the doses? What happened there?
He went to bed before he got it. He was already asleep.
Including that Thursday night?
No, Thursday night he didn't get it. I fell asleep before he did. So just to make sure
That's yes?
Yes, sorry.
And what do you mean he missed the doses? What happened there?
He went to bed before he got it. He was already
The day
asleep.
before.
Including that Thursday night?
No, Thursday night he didn't get it. I fell asleep before he did.
So she's claiming the night before all this crazy shit happened, he went to bed before anyone else, but he has insomnia. But he went to bed before everyone else, and now the other night that he missed it, she went to sleep before she gave it to him. You wouldn't automatically be like, holy shit, I forgot a dose last night. I've got to beat on it tonight and make sure it doesn't happen again. No, you just neglect it even more. Did you not go try to find your kids to tell them that you were going to bed before you went to bed? Like, that's another thing. Like, you just went to sleep and didn't even like bother to tell your kids like where you were going or what you were doing? Damn, I don't like these people more and more.
just to make sure I understand, ma'am, while on the cruise, he missed taking that nighttime medication twice. One of the nights was because he fell asleep prior to taking the medication, and the other night was the night before.
Correct. I fell asleep before he
He
did.
fell asleep, so he did not get the medication the night.
Yeah, he didn't come
before
and
the
ask for it.
incident.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
And was Brooke attending school prior to the cruise?
Yes.
And after the cruise?
I heard another name.
And was Brooke attending school prior to the cruise?
Brooke? Who's Brooke? Is that the daughter, the 9-year-old? Why are they having all these kids' names in here?
Correct. I fell
I
asleep
thought the
before he
whole
did.
point was for them to
He
have
did not get the
the
medication the
name.
night.
Yeah.
So they only muted the person who they're claiming is responsible for killing someone, and they're blurting out the names of the other kids who did nothing. These are horrible redactors. These people must be employed with MPD. Holy shit. Which, by the way, let me check it one more again. Didn't think so. No response. Still no response from Idaho. Since, what was it, 4:10 yesterday? No. The last time I heard from her actually was December 9th at 4:20, saying they were still working on the technical side of things for the 1255 to the 225. That's the one I posted in the community tab. I asked for the ETA yesterday at 4:10. Nada. I sent another email tonight at 6:42 p.m. my time because it was 4:42 there. So they would have still been in the office. No response. No response.
He didn't come and
Before
ask
the
for it.
incident.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
I need a lawyer who knows about lawyers.
Was Brooke attending school prior to the cruise?
Yes.
And after the cruise, did she have to be removed from school?
They placed her on homeschool. They just unenrolled her this past Monday.
So Brooke is
And
a
why is that?
9-year-old.
That was their choice to unenroll her.
Names all in here.
Say their choice. Who are you talking
The
about?
school's choice. It had nothing to do with her behavior or anything. It had to do with the media.
She's currently on a homeschool status indefinitely.
No, she's being enrolled into another school.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. That's what it said, that if you're on it and you're just not taking it, it can make you feel like you're going through withdrawals and stuff. Make you sick. Mm-hmm.
Did you discuss that with Mr. Hudson?
I let him know that he had asked me to let him know when she was enrolled, and I told him I would. But I just found out this week that she was unenrolled from the school.
So she didn't know.
As far as, she going to be allowed to come back to your home at any point?
Sort of what it sounds like, but that's sort of what it sounded like, right? But then she said they just enrolled her. Like, why wouldn't that have been a process that you were also a part of?
To unenroll her
Say their,
every day, and he missed 2 doses of his clonidine at night.
you held on to the clonidine as well?
Mhm.
That's yes?
Yes, sorry.
Girl.
And what do you mean you missed the doses? What happened there,
He went to bed before he got it. He was already asleep.
including that Thursday night?
No, Thursday night he didn't get it. I fell asleep before he did.
So just to make sure I understand, ma'am, while on the cruise, he missed taking that nighttime medication twice. One of the nights was because he fell asleep prior to taking the medication, and the other night was the night
Including her alcohol.
before
Correct. I fell asleep before he
he
did.
fell asleep, so he did not get the medication the night.
Yeah, he didn't come and
before
ask
the
for it.
incident.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Right, but I think she's homeschooled now.
And was Brooke attending school prior to the cruise?
Yes.
And after the cruise, did she have to be removed from school?
They placed her on homeschool. They just unenrolled her this past Monday.
And why is that?
That was their choice to unenroll her.
Say their choice. Who are you talking
The
about?
school's choice.
The
It
school
had nothing to do with her
yeah.
behavior or anything. It had to do with the media.
Yeah. The media.
She's currently on a homeschool status indefinitely.
No, she's being enrolled into another school.
Oh, it is another school. That's dumb. That's hella stupid,
Did you
bro.
discuss that with Mr. Hudson?
I let him know that he had asked me to let him know when she was enrolled, and I told him I would. But I just found out this week that she was unenrolled from the school.
So the school unenrolled the girl, like, and basically didn't even give the parents the chance. They're just like, we're taking her out of our system. Y'all figure it out. Woo! No, I will not.
Is,
Not happening.
as far as, are you going to be allowed to come back to your home at any point?
At this time, no. Not with the FBI investigation.
And see, that's another thing. They don't know for sure, like, who's going to actually end up charging anyone. It should be the feds because it's international waters. But we don't know what's going to happen yet.
Whether or not your husband will allow him to return to the home even if the investigation is concluded?
As of right now, he's not coming back to the home.
Ms. Kepner, who all went on the cruise with you?
Myself, my husband, Anna, Connor, the two youngest girls, and then my mother-in-law and father-in-law.
They definitely are saying the names now. Okay, we heard that part of the lady talking to her too. Okay, so now let's see. The father gets on the stand now. Let me see if this is where he starts talking. Or no, is it the kid first? Is it the kid first? Okay, this is the brother. So trigger warning, broskies. I'm actually going to play my little trigger warning thing here because I uploaded it specifically for this because I already know that this child is about to say some stuff. He's about to talk about how he jumped out the car, all the crazy things. So let me play this real fast. Just a quick little trigger warning because this is going to be maybe difficult for some people to hear.
Please state your name, sir.
Andrew Hudson,
And how old are you, sir?
18,
What's your birthday?
10/4/07.
You just turned 18 October 4th of this year.
Yes, sir.
And who do you reside with?
My dad.
And how long have you resided with your dad?
2 years.
Since the marriage.
And when you've been residing with your dad, have you been able to maintain contact with your brother?
No, not really.
What do you mean, not really?
Very, very little contact.
And why is that?
I haven't been allowed to see him. He's, yeah,
Who has he been living with up until recently?
up to my knowledge, my mom.
How about your
That's
sister Brooke?
sad.
Have you been able to have contact with her since you?
I've seen her a few times, but it's kind of the same thing as my brother.
You mean you haven't been allowed to see her?
I've seen her recently once, but other than that, it was a while ago.
The recent time that you saw her, when was that?
I don't remember the exact date, but it was a weekend or two ago.
Did it coincide with the holiday?
After the death.
Yeah, Thanksgiving. Yeah, sorry.
After the death.
Was it Thanksgiving Day or just another day?
It was just Thanksgiving Day.
And did you get, how much time did you?
So it sounds like since he's made it himself very clear that he doesn't want to be in that family, that the mom is also stopping him from seeing his siblings.
Get to spend with Brooke?
It was about,
Was your father there as well?
yeah.
And did Brooke appear to be scared of your father in any way?
No, she was fine. She was happy-go-lucky, playing around.
Did you interact with Brooke?
Yeah,
How did things go between you and Brooke?
we had a great time. I was playing around with her. She was having a good time, up to my knowledge.
Before you started staying with your father full time, did you and Brooke have a decent relationship?
Yeah, I mean, there was obviously the siblings, that kind of stuff, but other than that, me and her on good terms.
And just to be clear, this is not the one that's a suspect. This is not the one that was on the cruise ship. This is an older child that's now 18.
Are you still attending school?
Yes, sir.
You intend to graduate high school?
Yes, sir.
And is there any reason why Brooke couldn't live with your father?
No, not that I know of.
You doing well in school?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, where's the freaking dad's
why did you come to live with
responsibility? I mean, like, I know that it's like a stepdad, but like you also have responsibility once you marry into that family. If you are going to be blending your families together, I don't care about how other people try to take this kind of stuff. People that try to say that, okay, well, step parents aren't really parents, even though I cannot stand my freaking loser ex-husband and his stupid wife. Okay. When it comes to step parents are supposed to take just as much responsibility for the children as the biological parent, because you are taking on that responsibility. You are joining that family claiming, I want to be with you and I want to be with these children, and I'm going to be that piece that apparently isn't here. That's the whole point to it. So yes, stepfather to the boy, just as responsible once that marriage certificate got signed. Just as responsible. So why didn't he say anything? Why didn't anyone say anything? There was multiple adults, 4 old ass adults on this cruise with this family, and no one thought, oh shit, we've already missed one. Let's make sure we got it this time. It's just unbelievable how collectively they all just were bad at all of it.
Your father.
I believed I was better off over here with my dad.
Why did you believe you were better off?
Because I was going to finish out school and do trade school.
When your mother relocated, your understanding of what was going to happen with you?
I was going to finish out school over here and then possibly go to school to be a crane operator over there.
Had you talked to your mother about that?
We talked about it a few times, yes.
And is that what happened?
No, that's not what happened.
Okay.
Was
there some sort of problem that occurred?
Other than what happened before when they came in and took me.
Your understanding was that you were going to finish out school and then possibly relocate.
Mr. Smith, if I could get a time frame.
Yes, ma'am. Do you remember when this was?
I don't remember the exact date. No. It was around prom. It was right after prom of last year. Not last year. The year before last.
So not during this school year?
No.
The previous school year?
It was, I think, 2 school years ago.
And
So we're talking about 2023,
I believe so.
and prom occurs generally in the spring or in the fall.
To be honest, I don't remember.
I don't recall.
do you remember where you are as far as how far along in school that year?
I don't, honestly.
So let me just stop you a second. So you're questioning about incidents that occurred back in 2023. How would that be relevant to whether Brooke is in imminent risk of harm today, as we sit here in December of 2025?
Well, you got to, first off, I know he doesn't remember the date, but it would have been 24 based on the relocation of the parties.
But it would have, but let me ask you this, would it have occurred prior to the party's stipulation that permitted Mrs. Hudson to move to and relocate to Brevard County?
That was after, yeah.
So it occurred after the stipulation?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'll give you a little bit of leeway then.
Was there some sort of altercation that happened between yourself and your mother?
Yes, when they came in and took me from, they came in and took me from school and took me to Titusville.
How did you find out they were taking you to Titusville?
After I got in the car and they had took my phone already.
What do you mean they took your phone away?
I had gotten in the car, and as soon as I got in the car, she asked me for my phone. She took it and powered it off.
Is that normal for them to take away your phone?
No, sir.
Who else was in the car?
It was my mom and
You look
my
sad, right?
stepdad at the time.
Would that have been Chris?
Yep.
And did you let them know that you didn't want to go to Titusville?
Yes.
And how old were you at that time?
I was 16, I believe.
And how did you let them know that you didn't want to go?
I told them I didn't want to go.
And they still held on to your phone?
Yeah,
Did you try and leave the vehicle?
I did, yes. When we stopped, I tried leaving, but as soon as I would try to get out, they would speed off.
Did anybody physically touch you?
Yes, I was put in a chokehold and held up against the seat, the front seat.
Who did that?
So he never actually successfully got to jump out of the vehicle. Oh, man.
At that time?
I was 16.
And how did you let them know that you didn't want to go?
I told them I didn't want to go.
And they still held on to your phone?
Yeah,
Did you try and leave the vehicle?
I did, yes. When we stopped, I tried leaving, but as soon as I would try to get out, they would speed off.
Oh, thank you.
Did anybody physically touch you?
Yes, I was put in a chokehold and held up against the seat, the front seat.
Who did that?
Both my mom and Chris.
That's crazy.
Did it happen on several occasions during the drive or just one time?
They held me against the seat until I couldn't fight back anymore.
So how long did that last for then? If you remember.
I want to say like 20 minutes, 2.5 hours maybe.
That's crazy. 16. At the time, 16.
And do you know how long your mother had been dating Christopher prior to that?
If I remember correctly, 5 months. I don't remember exactly how long.
Had you been to Titusville over those 5 months when she had been dating him?
I've been over there a couple times. Yeah, it was sometimes every other weekend.
And during the 5 months that your mother was dating Christopher, did she allow you to drink alcohol?
Yeah.
What were the circumstances?
So she has a pattern of that. Okay. Jesus Christ.
Did that happen?
We were just drinking. She would be on the phone with Chris sometimes, FaceTiming, and she would allow me to drink.
What type of alcohol do you recall?
I don't remember exactly what kind of alcohol it was.
Was it cans or?
It was out of a bottle.
Was it poured into a cup?
Yes, sir.
Was it liquor? Was it beer? What was it? Was it
Were any of
wine?
your other siblings there that you recall?
My brother might have been there, but I honestly don't remember.
So based on Chris being on you said FaceTime, so he was aware of what was going on? He could see what you were doing?
I believe so.
Did you see what he was doing on FaceTime?
No, sir.
You said you've been living about 2 years with your father, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. And that was after your mom relocated to Titusville?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And this incident you were speaking about in the car, that was because you were trying to get out of the car, correct?
Yeah.
They were trying to restrain you from getting out of the car, out of the moving vehicle, correct?
The vehicle was not moving.
Okay. But they were trying to keep you from moving or jumping out of the vehicle, correct?
Yeah.
And you wanted to stay because you wanted to be with your girlfriend, correct?
No, ma'am.
Your father at that time, wasn't he living in a camper and not in a regular house?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so you were staying with your grandmother then, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And not necessarily with your father?
Well, I'll be over there in the camper every now and then, but yes.
Primarily with your grandmother?
Mostly, yeah.
Okay. And did you also stay on certain occasions with your girlfriend?
No, not at all.
But mostly with grandma?
Yeah.
So I'm confused. Were you living with your mom primarily during this time, or were you living with your grandmother primarily during this time?
After what?
Prior to the incident in the vehicle?
Prior to that, I was with my dad before. After she relocated, I was living with
Before she relocated, because before she relocated, who were you living with?
before I was living with her, and then I would see my dad every other weekend.
Okay. And when were you living with your grandmother?
I was, it was like on and off between my grandmother and my dad.
After your mother
This kid's gone
relocated?
back
to
and
Texas?
forth a lot.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. And you were aware that your parents signed documents that she was going to be moving with all of you to Titusville, correct?
Yes.
All right. I don't have any further questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Any redirections?
Yeah, when you
Not
said
a good
living
mother.
in this trailer and living at your grandmother's house, was this on the same property or different properties?
There's 2 different properties.
Okay. Has your father subsequently obtained housing?
Oh, yes.
Okay. You have your own room?
Yes, I have my room.
No further questions.
All right. Anything else?
No.
All right. Thank you, sir. You may sit down.
All right, remember this.
That's crazy. That is wild stuff. Okay, is this where he's going to start talking? Okay, he is now this is the biological father of the suspect and the 9-year-old in question that he was trying to get custody of, but the court ended up saying, no, we're going to leave her where she is because the 16-year-old suspect's no longer in the home, so there's no danger. But how they're not seeing how neglectful and horrible of a parent this mom is, I don't know.
Keep in mind, we are muting audio
I
of the
don't
alleged
know.
teen suspect's name.
But not the other minors, which is so pathetic. And how does that work? That's like the opposite of what should be happening right now.
Let's go back into court together.
What's your name, sir? Thomas Hudson.
And Mr. Hudson, do you have any children?
Yes.
And what are their names and ages?
Andrew, 18, 16, and Brooke, she's going to be 9 this month.
She turns 9 in a couple days.
Yeah, on the 9th.
Did you enter into an agreement with your ex-wife to allow her to relocate to Titusville?
Yes.
And the both of you did that without attorneys? It was just an agreement that the two of you came to?
Yes.
And what was your understanding of what was going to happen regarding Andrew?
He was to finish out school with me, and then he would go over there.
Okay.
And did that occur?
No.
What happened?
I don't remember the exact date. It was in April, I believe, of 24 that the school had contacted me because they had felt something was wrong with her coming to pick him up and the way she was acting. And so I then...
So how did you react to that?
I was alarmed. So I tried calling Andrew and his phone was off. I tried calling her, no response, and Brooke and phones were both off also.
They really did kidnap this kid, bro. He just said they basically had an agreement, but then why did the mom go left then? I'm going to go back and re-listen to that. Did he not just say they had an agreement, but then the school was so concerned about the way that the mother came and picked the boy up that he got a phone call? Then his phone was off and they kidnapped him, is how this freaking sounds. If there was already an agreement in place and it was a signed agreement, how was there not like police involved in that situation? Oh my God, we're going to listen to that again.
She turns 9 in a couple days.
Yeah, on the 9th.
Did you enter into an agreement with your ex-wife to allow her to relocate to Titusville?
Yes.
And the both of you did that without attorneys? It was just an agreement that the two of you came to?
Yes.
And what was your understanding of what was going to happen regarding Andrew?
He was to finish out school with me, and then he would go over there.
So they agreed for the kid to stay in school and finish the school year. They agreed to this. And then the mother went and just jacked him out the school, turned his phone off, and chokeholded the shit out of him until they got where they were going. I am floored by how the judge granted the mother the win in this case. Holy freaking frick.
And did that occur?
No.
What happened?
I don't remember the exact date. It was in April, I believe, of 24 that the school had contacted me because they had felt something was wrong with her coming to pick him up and the way she was acting. And so I then...
So how did you react to that?
That's crazy. The
I
school's
was
like,
alarmed.
there's a problem.
So I tried calling Andrew and his phone was off. I tried calling her, no response, and Brooke and phones were both off also.
Did you travel over to Titusville?
Yes.
Did you subsequently pick up Andrew?
Yes.
And has Andrew been with you since that time?
Yes.
So that kid went through all of that shit, being held in the car, in a chokehold, his phone getting turned off, him trying to escape and them taking off, just for the dad to then go and pick him up anyway. They put that kid through all that shit for what? I'm floored right now. I am actually floored right now. What the hell?
Prior to Andrew coming to live with you in approximately April 2024, what sort of parenting time did you have with the two younger children?
Yeah.
Prior to her moving over there?
Yes.
It was Tuesdays and Thursdays and every other weekend.
Yeah,
Plus or
I heard
minus the
that.
holidays.
And did that continue once she relocated?
No, it was supposed to be every other weekend, and then the holidays worked out.
Wild.
And were you allowed to see Brooke?
No.
Did you make attempts to try and?
Yes.
Did the agreement have an exchange location where you were supposed to exchange Brooke?
We're supposed to exchange at the racetrack in Winter Garden, I believe.
Did you recently get an opportunity to visit with Brooke?
Yes, I was able to go and pick her up in Titusville for Thanksgiving.
Just
How did the
recently,
Thanksgiving
after
visit
Anna
go?
died.
Went good.
So this whole time, the son hasn't been able to see his younger siblings. The dad hasn't been able to see the daughter and they didn't even get the chance to actually hang out with her until after Anna died, just this past Thanksgiving. Anna was found on 11/7 at 11:17 in the morning, as I'm pretty positive how it went. Like, she was last seen on the 6th, and she was found on that morning, the next morning. That sounds right. Damn, man. Oh, this is a very dysfunctional family. I mean, I'm not one to talk. Our whole family has been through so much crazy shit, but damn, bro. Oh.
Did your ex-wife inform you that she was going on a cruise and taking the children?
She did.
And what was your position regarding that?
I wasn't okay with it. I let her know I wasn't okay with it.
And why was it that you weren't okay with it?
Because at that time, I was getting nowhere with seeing my kids. I had barely any communication at all.
Why, though? Like,
You weren't
that's
even
wild.
able to hardly talk to them?
No.
Have there been occasions where you've been able to talk to them?
Occasions, she would have them talk just to say that they didn't want to talk to me.
Was that by phone?
Yes.
Do you know whether or not she was present there with the phone?
I mean, I heard them there. Occasionally they would talk, but I would be on speaker.
You heard your ex-wife there?
Her and Chris.
Were there ever attempts for an exchange?
Yes.
And what occurred during those attempts?
They wouldn't show. They would say that she would say that they didn't want to come with me and that she wanted to proceed with therapy in advance before we did anything.
So then then I need to know why they got a divorce. I need to know why they got a divorce. This is so weird. Because, like, she's taken the kid out of the school and, like, fleeing the way that I had to, like, actually flee away from the person that I was with my kids. But this is after they've already gotten a divorce and she's married to a whole nother man and they're moving away. Like, what is happening? This is crazy.
Did you have any problem participating in therapy if that was arranged?
No.
Did you ever get invited to any therapy?
She might have invited me. I don't remember exactly, but I did speak with a therapist.
Did that therapist remain the therapist for the children?
No, I don't remember when they removed them from that. But to my knowledge, they didn't get another therapist after, I believe her name was Amber.
So they never
Did you
restarted his
recently
therapy.
agree for to reside with a third party?
Yes, that way I can get them away from the whole situation over there.
When you say the situation over there between Chantel and Chris?
Yeah, the whole situation, I didn't really want him going into a facility or to Chris's friend that has a tow truck company. That was his.
So they were going to put the kid with a non-family member? That was actually, like, something they were considering?
Away from the whole situation over there.
When you say the situation over there between Chantel and Chris?
Yeah, the whole situation, I didn't really want him going into a facility or to Chris's friend that has a tow truck company. That was a suggestion.
Those were the other suggestions?
Yes.
Some rando?
And
what the frick?
as far as is located closer to you now?
Yes.
And are there restrictions on your contact with?
I'm not supposed to go over there. I do talk to him. I'm not supposed to go over there. I'm not supposed to really talk to him.
What do you mean?
Why?
Why are you not supposed to?
I don't know. I tried to get, when I had Brooke for Thanksgiving, I tried to get all three of the siblings to see each other because they've all told me they wanted to see each other. So I messaged Chantal and she wasn't okay with it.
And
So,
so
but, hold on just a second. Let me understand this, sir. We're here for an emergency motion
This is
because you believe
wild.
mom has made some decisions that are detrimental
Yeah.
to Brooke.
Yes.
As a result of some things that happened on the ship, but you were going to take Brooke to see or to get to be with Brooke. Is that what I'm hearing you say?
She asked to see her brother.
So because an 8-year-old asked to see her brother, you were going to accommodate her to do that.
Supervised, yes.
Go ahead.
Yeah, what's the problem with that?
because the mother said
Why
no, you
did
couldn't
the
do that.
judge just have a freaking attitude about that right there? So because the 8-year-old, you were going to accommodate her. Yeah. I'm sorry. Why did you just say that like it was a bad thing? That's the tone I got from her.
Decisions that are detrimental to Brooke.
Yes.
As a result of some things that happened on the ship, but you were going to take Brooke to see or to get to be with Brooke. Is that what I'm hearing you say?
She asked to see her brother.
So because an 8-year-old asked to see her brother, you were going to accommodate her.
Supervise, yes.
Go ahead.
Oh, I don't like
And
her.
because the mother said no, you didn't do that, correct?
No, correct.
And it's her family that has in their care right now, correct?
Correct.
Are you having more contact with me now than you've been allowed to have in the
Yes.
past?
Yes.
Yeah,
And
now that
as far
Anna's
as
dead.
in the past year, let's say, you've been having a lot more contact with me now.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Did you have some concerns for care while he was with his mother?
Yeah, honestly, I didn't know what all was going on.
Is that part of the problem? You're not aware of what's going on with either Brooke or
Correct.
No communication. I want to know why they got a divorce.
were you aware that it was prescribed some medication?
I knew he was on medication. I didn't know exactly what kinds, what names.
Was that discussed with you prior to going on the medication?
No, I was told after he got the prescriptions.
Did you express your concerns to the mother?
Yeah, I mean, I know everybody needs to be on certain things for certain situations, but I'm not okay with a lot of the side effects on some of the medications.
It's important to pay attention to that.
As far as you talked about the exchanges, have you ever seen the stepfather, Chris, interfere with the exchanges?
Yes.
And how so?
Just before Thanksgiving, we met at a fire station, and he and his family got out of the car. Chantel never got out. Brooke refused, of course, to get out. And I think after he said the third time, she said she didn't want to go. He stepped between me and the door, closed the door, said to get away from his vehicle, and that they were leaving.
So you weren't giving.
What is this? What is the Chris guy doing? What is he saying that's getting them to behave like that? Because if the daughter is like wanting to see the dad, wanting to see the siblings, but then it gets to it and the stepfather is the one that handles it after the mom already agreed. This whole thing is very confusing. This whole thing is wild.
Brooke refused, of course, to get out. And I think after he said the third time, she said she didn't want to go. He stepped between me and the door, closed the door, said to get away from his vehicle, and that they were leaving.
So you weren't given the opportunity to try and take Brooke out of the vehicle?
No, I was told not to reach my hands inside the vehicle or anything.
Whoa, no way. Is that what they're talking about? The firehouse right here? So this whole thing has just been toxic for a super freaking long time. Oh.
And either Chris or his family attended other attempts to?
Chris has, yes.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Have there been any of these attempts to have parenting time where Chris hasn't been involved?
Not that I can recall, no.
Back on March 12th of last year, 2024, you signed an amended parenting plan at that time regarding your 3 children, correct?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And that document was filed with the court and an order was entered to approve it, correct?
Yes.
I'm going to have to
And
grab
did
it.
anybody hold a gun to your head to sign that agreement?
No, I thought we came to an agreement.
Can a lawyer ask you like that? That's crazy.
Okay. And so you signed it freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
And that agreement was for all 3 children to be able to relocate to Titusville with Miss Kepner, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So when you testified earlier that it was your understanding that your oldest son was going to stay and finish out the school year, that's nowhere indicated in the paperwork, correct?
That was an agreement me and the mother had.
Okay, so you're saying it was a verbal agreement, but it wasn't in the amended parenting plan that you signed, correct?
No, ma'am, but that's what my oldest wanted at the time.
And
You were aware that that language was not
to
contained
talk
in the amended
shit.
parenting plan that you
I
signed,
think you
correct?
probably
Yes,
got it
that's
worse
why
than
we had
me.
the discussion.
And when you had this verbal agreement, there was no further written agreements made to solidify that, correct?
I could probably go through and see if there was any text or anything. That might take a while, but as far as I remember, it was a verbal agreement we had a talk with Andrew about.
My question was there wasn't anything signed?
There
by
wasn't
both
an
of you
actual physical
saying that
contract.
your son Andrew, who was 16 at the time, was going to remain in Hernando County, correct?
No, it was just an agreement.
Okay.
So it sounds like the mother will just say whatever she wants to, or say whatever she maybe needs to. Because again, I don't know why the frick they got a divorce. It sounds like it's been really bad from the beginning. But again, for the 16-year-old to want to jump out of the vehicle, to then instantly be picked up by the dad and then brought back to his dad, I don't really know. This is wild. And it seems like that's the pattern. It seems like they'll, like, the mom and him will say something, agree to something, things are like attempted, but then the stepdad steps in. This is crazy.
You indicated that you saw your daughter for Thanksgiving, correct?
Yes.
And how did you effectuate that visit?
I don't understand. What do you mean?
So you sent a text message or an email to Ms. Kepner saying you were coming to pick the child up for Thanksgiving and to meet at the designated meeting place, correct?
Yes.
And she appeared with the child, correct?
Correct.
Okay. The weekend prior to that, on the day of the funeral of the 18-year-old child, you had sent a message that you wanted to pick up the next day, correct?
Yes.
And that you expected them to be there, correct?
Correct.
And they showed.
No, this is the biological father to the suspect. There's no relation between Anna and this man. Anna's biological father is the one that's married to the mother of the suspect. None.
Correct? Your daughter didn't want to get out of the car, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And prior to that, wouldn't it be fair to say, sir, that there were no other times when you sent a text message saying that you were going to meet at the racetrack or any other location to come pick up your children for your time sharing, correct?
There is a lot of times stating that I was going to be there and I have to show up.
Let me bring in trial attorney Bob.
There was a lot of times saying that he would be there and that he would show up. Okay, so where else is he going to talk? Okay, so that's it for him? I feel like that's not it for him. They really just like cut out a lot of stuff in these, didn't they? That's crazy. Okay, so now this lady right here is the stepmother's stepmother. This was not the person on the cruise. The older grandparents that were on the cruise were Anna's grandparents, her father's grandparents, so her biological grandparents. And they all knew she wasn't feeling well and went to the cabin, and none of them checked on her. None of them.
Is that your name, ma'am?
Sonia Zisk.
And do you know Chantel Hudson?
Yes, I do.
How do you know that? How do you know Chantel?
I'm her stepmother.
And do you recall if Chantel relocated to Titusville?
Yes, I do.
Do you know where she was living prior to
Excuse me,
relocating?
Your Honor, can we ask the witness to speak up? I can't
Ma'am,
hear.
if I could get you to speak into the microphone, ma'am, so that
Stepmother.
people hear you. Thank you.
I'm sorry, what?
Do you know where she was living prior to her relocating to Titusville?
Yes, she was living with us.
And what city do you reside in?
Wikiwachi?
Were you residing in Weeki Wachee at that time?
Oh yeah, that was coming up. Oh, I hope he starts feeling better.
Yes.
When was this, ma'am?
We've been there for about 2 years now, so
Friday, the 5th.
23? Around summer of 23 is when we moved where we're at.
Summer of 23?
Isn't that wild?
Did Miss Chantel reside with you there from the time that you moved there?
Yes.
And do you recall how long she lived with you until she relocated to Titusville?
She moved in there around, we did like June. And then I want to say by not even, I want to say it was probably April of 24, right around there. I don't know exactly.
About April of 24 is when you recall that she relocated?
Yes.
That's crazy, man. That's right before the school year was going to end. May is when school ends. When my parents, this is like just personal side note. When my parents split up, it was 3 days before my 15th birthday, my freshman year. in April. My birthday's April 18th, towards the end of the year. Nobody did anything correctly. I wasn't withdrawn. People that sort of like knew the situation and knew that we had moved out of state, like stopped my grades where they went, but the other classes continued. And I ended up failing my freshman year because I was never re-enrolled back in school. And I only had like 5 weeks left to finish out the year. And that's the same time frame as this. That kid could have stayed in the school and not have been kidnapped and dragged across to wherever he went to and held in a chokehold. Because remember, as soon as they got to where they were relocating, the dad showed up and picked the kid up and brought him back home. So they did all of that. And she was planning on what? Not enrolling him? Keeping him away from the dad because of how ridiculous they snuck him out of there? Man, if this ain't giving me PTSD.
It was before the end of May, so it was before school got out.
Are you aware of, while she was living with you, were you aware at some point that she was allowing minor children to drink alcohol?
I saw it one time.
What were the circumstances? What did you see?
I walked in the house. They were sitting at the island. Chantel, Andrew, and were sitting around the island. And I do believe, I think it was Chris that was on FaceTime. And they had shot glasses in front of them. And I'm like, what are you doing? She said they just wanted to taste what.
Shot glasses usually means liquor. That's cray-cray.
It tasted like.
Who's they?
The boys.
She allowed all 3 boys to.
There was 2, Andrew and.
So she allowed. There was 3 shot glasses, 1 for mom, 1 for Andrew.
Yes, ma'am.
What was your relationship with the children while they were residing with you?
Very good. Very good.
And just to clarify, as far as you indicated, your stepmother, Chantel, correct? You're married to her father?
Yes.
And her father resided in that home as well?
Yes, sir.
Since she moved over to Titusville with Chris, have you and your husband been allowed to have contact with the minor children?
No.
No further questions on this one.
So everything was fine, and now all this stuff happened, and then like the contact gets cut off completely. That's wild. So your contact gets cut off, but then the dad finally gets to see his kid. Oh, very backwards.
Chantel didn't live in the actual house with you, with the kids. She lived on another home or parcel on the same property, correct?
About 100 foot from they're about 100 foot apart.
Okay, but she wasn't with you in your particular house, correct?
No.
And neither were the kids?
No.
Okay. You said that you saw the kids drink alcohol on this one occasion. It was just the one occasion?
Yeah.
Okay. And what was it that they were allegedly drinking?
I did not look at the bottle that was sitting there.
Well, how do you know it was alcohol?
Because I knew it was alcohol. I didn't look at the name of the bottle. There was a bottle sitting there. I didn't look to see what the name was. I went on about my business.
And did you say anything to Chantel that you didn't think that was a good idea or anything like that?
I questioned it, and she said they wanted to see what it tasted like. So she said she was going to let them while they were at home instead of out somewhere.
Okay. And you said that since that Chantel moved to or relocated to Titusville, you haven't seen the children. You haven't called her to request.
I have.
Oh, you said you're saying
I have
you didn't
left
call
messages.
her.
I have texted her. We have reached out. There was a falling out about Chris, and she didn't want anything else to do with us.
So Chris is a problem. The mom sucks and Chris is a problem. That's what it sounds like.
Because her dad told her that he couldn't come around.
Because your dad, meaning your husband,
Yes.
told her that Chris couldn't come around.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this falling out was because Chris allegedly cut some trees to clean up the yard at your request, correct?
That and some other things, but that's something you'd have to ask him his opinion.
Okay.
Or I'm not going to answer for him.
Okay. But it would be fair to say you haven't seen the children since she's relocated.
I haven't.
And you haven't sent them a Christmas card.
Oh, yeah. I called to get her address. I texted her to get her address, and she wouldn't give it to me.
Okay. And you haven't.
And I still have their gift cards that I had gotten.
Almost.
Okay. But you didn't give it to them.
I wasn't allowed to.
I see. Okay. Have you ever been to Titusville? Did you ever come over here?
No.
Okay.
Why am I going to drive 2.5 hours if I'm told I can't see them?
No, I have no further questions, ma'am.
Redirect.
In addition to being told you can't see them, you were denied even having their address, right?
Yeah.
And when you said there was a falling
Crazy,
out,
right?
and Chris was told he couldn't be around, was that you or was that your husband?
It was my husband.
And this property that we're talking about, was it your husband's property?
It was ours, yes.
Okay. And you had mentioned another home. Were both homes on your property?
Yes, sir. And the reason that I say she lived with us is because we actually were in both houses because the houses are very small. So we had to use, I have 5 people in my home. We had 1 restroom, and I told her that was part of the deal, is that we had to use that house too. So
You both used both houses?
we used both houses.
Would you see the children on a daily basis?
Yes. Brooke would always come over and see me and play with Max, and she was always at my house.
No further question.
Anything else? Smith?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Is that it?
All right.
I think that's it. There's just some closing stuff I think that gets said.
Not that I'm trying to deny you, Ms. Vanison, of any time to put on your case, but you know, the issue for this court today is whether or not the children in this case are in imminent danger. And I've heard lots of testimony with regard to what happened back in 2024, what happened on the West Coast. But other than the incident that happened on the cruise, I've heard nothing to indicate that Brooke is in imminent danger or harm at this time.
So the mother is just completely incompetent. She doesn't give the kid medication. She goes to bed not giving a shit about where her kids are on an international cruise where anyone could be R-wording them, trying to kill them, trying to do all kinds of crazy shit to them because you have no idea what they're doing or where they're at, and you don't see a problem. You just sat here and listened to the son say that he did not want to be there so bad that he was trying to get out of the vehicle and they were having to restrain him in the car after she basically kidnapped him and dragged him to wherever the frick they were going, and then allowed the boy to go back with the father after all that freaking drama. You see the neglect, you see the incompetence, and you still decided that this little girl needs to stay around this woman. This judge is shit.
How long is expected to remain with the relative?
At this point, we're not sure. We're not sure what the FBI is going to do, whether if he's going to be charged federally or whether they're going to turn it over to the state. My client is waiting to hear on that. They're also waiting on some testing results. They've done a bunch of psychological testing and psychiatric testing. So they're also waiting to hear about that. And
She
so
kinda
they don't
sounds like
know
Ed
at this
Taylor.
time how long the
Doesn't
child
she?
is going to be at her relative's house.
Is there any expectation that he will be coming
Her
back to
reflection.
Titusville in the near future?
No.
Okay. All right. Then based on the evidence that's been presented today, I don't find that there is an emergency and that Brooke is in any imminent risk
You're a
of
dumbass.
harm.
You didn't listen, did you? You didn't
I
listen at
understand
all.
that there may be some issues with regard to contempt. I understand that there is a hearing pending on December the 17th before Magistrate Valentin as it relates
In
to
Florida.
the motion for contempt, and I believe an amended motion for contempt has been filed as well. But for my purposes, the only thing that the court was here to hear this morning is the emergency motion for temporary relief, most specifically as to paragraph 17 or 19, when it says the youngest child is at immediate risk of abuse, abandonment, or neglect in the care of the respondent. The court has not heard anything to indicate that there's an imminent risk to Brooke.
Stupid.
Now, certainly, if there was a situation where it was returned to the home and is in the home with Brooke, that may be another basis to for a motion to be brought at that time. But so long as no longer in the home, I don't see that there would be any risk to Brooke. So I am, yes, sir.
It's like she didn't even listen to all of the bullshit that was just said. It's like she heard nothing other than the suspect is out of the home and that's all that matters. That's like all this woman focused on.
I hear you, Mr. Smith.
I actually didn't say anything yet.
Okay, I like you're about to. So I am going to deny the emergency motion for temporary relief. I will prepare a written order, and I will have that order filed, I would anticipate, by Monday or Tuesday of next week. All right, that concludes the proceedings. Thank you all very much.
What a horrible judge. How did you just like not collectively hear how neglectful this person is to their children? Absolutely crazy. That's wild. That's wild. Let me see if there's anything else. I don't think that there's anything that's like official that has come out in way of like any sort of real update since then, because we know how that one ended. Let me see if there just happens to be anything that people are talking about. No, ooh, look, this is the one that somebody else just mentioned in the chat, though, about how a guest was served 33 drinks on a cruise before he died, and now the family is suing them for negligence. A new lawsuit claims Royal Caribbean cruise staff served a passenger 33 alcoholic beverages in a matter of hours before his death on board a ship bound for Mexico. He was 35 years old. 33 drinks. That's crazy. How do you even have that much liquid, like room in your belly for that much liquid? I typed in Anna Kepner update and then clicked most fresh on Bing, and that was the second one that popped up. But that's it. They don't have anything else in way of like updates. It's just the custody hearing stuff. How did that judge not hear all of that? Horrible parenting. That's crazy. That's crazy. This case is wild. I don't know how this is going to end up going. Like, seeing how the judge is again like ignoring the negligence here, I'm really curious as to how the charges would go. Because if the kid was skipping, like wasn't given his medications and he was given alcohol, and he actually does have some sort of psychosis, which is where it's going, where it's sort of like leading to. If anything else that we've heard is true about how he doesn't remember what happened, then there was rumors that as soon as they got off the ship, he was put like in a hospital and also talked to by the feds. And the grandma apparently heard him say that he didn't remember anything, and that she also said something about how he was in some sort of like trance, but I don't really believe that either, unless she knows something about that night and she's letting information slip out. Because again, it was like 17, 18 hours in between them going to the rooms and them like finding out that she was dead. And then they didn't dock until the next day. So was he in a trance for like 2 full days, and y'all just like did what? This is wild stuff. This is wild stuff. So I guess we're just waiting to see if somebody gets charged. And really, up until then, I don't think there's like anything else that we can do, like update wise. We know how her body looked whenever they got it. We know her cause of death. And we know who the suspect apparently is. So unless something takes a turn or there's an arrest, it's probably like, I don't think that there's anything else. I just don't think that there's anything else that we can talk about with this that's not going to be like beating a dead horse. You know what I mean? He missed 2 doses, and it's a medication that you cannot miss. Like if you're not doing your consistent medications with this one medication, like apparently it can cause you to go through like withdrawals and weird stuff. But he was taking his medications for the mornings, but not taking this one at night. And then apparently also, and that this whole thing about him drinking on the ship is not new. Not new at all. Like I said, like they had like a Zoom court hearing not long, like a few days, within like a few days of this like happening. And that's when we like first heard about all of that stuff. So y'all are used to these judges not listening. It's like that woman didn't hear a word. No, they're bad. These are horrible. This crazy. Because that's all we've been digging in for forever. It's probably going to, even after like we're actually wrapping up Idaho and who knows how long from now, it's probably going to do that for a while. Yeah. If anyone has questions about that, please rewind. Ew, that just proves my point. Ew, what a baby. Well, maybe he should have been honest about Dot, and then we wouldn't have this problem. Like, I can forgive like the very beginning stuff, but then you came out here with some boo-boo, and then you caused more drama. We're good. Isn't that crazy? My God. My God. I imagine so. I imagine so. And a lot of them, it's just a paycheck. They don't really care. It's like a routine. They get so desensitized by seeing all of this. YouTube is not going to let me say that word. All of the trauma and all the things that these people go through, eventually you just become like sort of desensitized to it. It's so sad. I mean, they have to be horrible because that's where Sheriff Grady comes in and like starts kicking ass. And now we probably understand why he's so harsh and the way that he is, because if this is a reflection on the Florida family courts, that's horrible. That's horrible. That's crazy. I don't think they said that she had a life vest on. I'll have to go in and see if anything's been changed. The way that they put it is that she was wrapped in blankets underneath the bed, and then like on top of her wrapped up body was a bunch of life jackets. Like they were trying to disguise the fact anything was even like under the jackets, is how it was put. Yeah, under the life vests. Yeah, I didn't hear her actually having one on. This is crazy stuff. This is sad, crazy stuff. They need to be honest. They need to be honest. But then again, like I know that I said that like knowing now what the older brother said about like them holding him in that kind of like bar chokehold in the car, and like how crazy this mother seems and how neglectful she sounds. I know I said that could open it up to being like, what if it could have been anybody else, like another parent, you know? But also, has this 16-year-old been held in a bar chokehold by their parents? Is that where he learned it from? If that's the case. So crazy. It's just so crazy. It's sad. And that you can tell that he's got just a bunch of sadness in him, that poor kid. Oh God, I know. Can you imagine? Can you imagine going into a room and thinking that you're just going to turn over the bed and that's what you freaking find? Oh my God. That's going to, like, if there's an actual arrest that goes to court, that person is going to be the person like on the stand. That's going to be hard to hear. I'm pretty sure that they need therapy for sure. Yeah, this is wild. And then the biological mother of Anna was forbidden from going to the funeral service. Like she was going to end up putting on a whole disguise to be able to sneak in so that she could go to like the memorial to the funeral. That's crazy. Oh my God, so crazy. No. There's just the 16-year-old suspect. And I don't know if it's because, he missed medications. No, they gave him alcohol. And, they were in the room together. I mean, I know there's a lot of things together, but damn. The whole thing is sad. Those kids have been through freaking trauma. All of them. All of them. Yeah. I know some people were mentioning that the dad looked like he might be an alcoholic because of his face. Swollenness and the redness is very possible. They do. It's real sad. See, okay. Anna's biological father left the mom, which is the red-haired lady that sort of honestly reminds me of how Kara was, Xana's mom, right in the very beginning of the Idaho case. She's done a complete 180. She's doing really well, but that was very much a Kara type person. So he left her for a 15-year-old babysitter. I did hear stuff about that. I just wasn't sure. See, that's not, I'm going to have to look up all the stuff on that and like validate if I think that it's legit, but I did hear that. I did hear that from more than one person. Yeah, it's real sad. All these kids being drug into all this and the girl being enrolled at the school because there's too much media and too much drama happening. That's wild. That poor kid. She's 9. The 15-year-old and the dad got married. Oh, so that's legit. So that's sort of like Sebastian Rogers' dad and mom's story. He met her as a teenager, and then later on, as an adult, things happened. Oh, God. Interesting. Yeah. Anna's biological father, his parents, so Anna's biological grandparents, and then the stepmom. That's crazy. I'm going to make a stereotypical statement, but from looking at her, probably substances. But that doesn't always mean the other parent is better. Obviously, that's not the situation here because there's something going on with this guy. Wild stuff. All right, you guys, it's 10:30. I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. For those of you who didn't hear the updates in the Idaho situation, I have not gotten a response from Moscow regarding the footage. Tomorrow morning at 7:30, which one is it that we went over this morning? The 9 to 10, right? That one will release in the morning. The raw footage, the Google Drive link will be in the description box. And then we will go live tomorrow with the 10 to 11. And then the only other one that we have left after that is the 11 to the 12:05. And then that's it until they give us what's missing. So they have made good on giving us finally the 10 o'clock to the 11 o'clock, but we are still waiting on the 12:55 to the 2:25. And that's how that's set to be done so far. Now, I don't know what we're going to do tomorrow evening, but I do plan on doing something. I just don't know if it's going to be an update on like a video update or if it's going to be a live. I don't know yet. We shall see. It just really all depends because we do have other updates in the Idaho case that need to be talked about on top of the footage stuff. But I think what is today? Is today Thursday or Wednesday? Today's Thursday, isn't it? Okay, we're not playing email tag anymore. I'm calling them a lot tomorrow. And if I have to call other numbers besides Amber's number, then I will call other numbers until I get to somebody who's going to tell me what the frick is going on with our footage, because this was already included in what we paid for. And now you're not getting it to me whenever you're supposed to get it to me. So y'all better come on with it. Because this is stupid. It should have been done. It should have been on expedite. It should have been on expedite. This is so stupid. This is so dumb. So hopefully tomorrow. Again, thank you so much, Huda, for the 20 gifted memberships. And thank you for the $9.99 tip. I very much appreciate that. Thank you all for coming in here and listening to me on a case that was not Idaho. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, the amended amount was included. Like that portion was found on November the 4th. Because remember, originally it was like, was it 12 something or 13 something? It was somewhere around there. It ended up going up to like $1,500 after we added the 1255 to the 225. Oh, no, it's been paid for. It's been paid for. Is today Thursday? Right. So tomorrow is Friday. Yeah, no, I'm calling the crap out of them tomorrow. I'm calling the crap out of you tomorrow, Moscow. So you better have an answer for me. Again, don't get some sleep. I'll see you guys in the mornings. Thank you so much for being in here with me. Let me go ahead and roll this out real quick. Please do not forget to leave a like on your way out and subscribe to the channel if you are not subscribed already. All right, you guys. See y'all.